Hello.
Hello.
Welcome. Thank
Hello.
you for joining the KBBU and the KBBU team with Michelle Green. Hey, let's
Hey,
go.
hey,
Let's
hey.
go. Yes. All right. So tonight we are here. If you're watching us for the first time, we are Kingdom Builders Business University. We are business school. And what we do is we help entrepreneurs do business the right way. Yes, we do. We help business owners learn about business setup, registration, forming their companies, getting all their legal ramifications together. We also help them with money, credit, and funding in their business. That's right. And we have, I don't even know how much, but I know we're getting close to almost $1 million in funding over the years, especially within the last, I would say, within the last year and a half. We've had almost about $350,000 alone just in about the year and a half of funding for different students all across the nation that have received funding through KBBU for doing that thing, through going through our courses. So listen, we don't only have the money, credit, and funding. We also have the business management course and the business marketing, media, and sales, baby. We are talking about putting you out there among billions of people so that they can get to know what you do and what you love, and you be able to exchange services and products with them. So if you are not connected to KBBU, listen, you missing out. Y'all better go to www.kbbulllc.com. You see it on the screen right there. Or you can give us a call at 855-522-8552 tomorrow, because we will not be picking up those phones tonight. Okay. All right. So tonight, after our undergraduate class, if you're wondering what kind of courses do we offer to teach our students in a private one-on-one option, or they can come to the undergraduate class. Now, for those who have already come through our undergraduate classes, which we have in January and in August for a 5 to 6 month time span, then they graduate with certificates that they can hand over to a business lender or grantor to say, hey, you can give me some extra money because now I got some business knowledge, okay? I'm just not your ordinary business owner. But they come through the undergraduate class and they can even continue their education on to our very important people master's class, honey. Master's class. That's what I'm talking about. So everybody that you see here, and we're missing one coach. Listen, they are all in the VIP master's class. So once you graduate, you get a chance to continue your further your education, and then we can do what we call the KBBU. Where are they now? We'll be doing those throughout the year and letting y'all see how people started to where they are now, so that you can get a close-up look at how the transition happens, okay? But listen, get in where you fit in. That's all I got to say. But tonight, after we finish our undergraduate class, which is a group of entrepreneurs throughout the United States and some that even come in from international locations, listen, we talked about tonight business credit. We talked about business money a little bit, but we talked about the mindset of having the right mindset around business money and what you should and shouldn't do as an entrepreneur. What kind of mindset you're supposed to have. We talked about business credit. Listen, we got into some nitty gritty of places in which you should be checking, but we can't share that with y'all because y'all ain't in the class. See, but for those who are in the class, thank you for being in the class, and go tell a friend or family member they need to go ahead and sign up for that August class coming up. Okay. All right. So I done talked a lot. So I'm going to go ahead and give our coaches a chance to talk. Now, tonight I'm going to start out. I'm going to go backwards. Normally we go with Coach Yoshi, but I'm going to have Coach Yoshi start us out tonight. Let's go. What you got going on, Coach Yoshi?
I'm just sharing out here. I'm out here just sharing this good word out here, passing your YouTube page out like Johnny Appleseed. You know what I'm saying? Pass it on. So it was funny because I was sitting there thinking, I was like, I should jump and say I'm gonna go first just to mess with Preston, but you gotta be careful what you think, I guess. So
it just might come through.
I know, right? Let me go ahead and get mine out the way. You know what I'm saying? So let's go. Um, key points that stuck out to me in class was the first part. You know what I'm saying? You be having your moments at time, even though you got your lesson. Father put on your heart and get you to start preaching and teaching, and you got to be obedient to His word. and it be like, you know, some them be them told each other. It's like you whoop us, then you hug us. You like, now you know, took that beat. Now come here. You know I love you. You know I did it because I love you, right? I would have did it. Now that you want some ice cream? Okay, open that window, get some air, baby. That type. So like, but just the discipline part. When you was talking about discipline and everything, and I think that's what a lot of people neglect at time because you can't be tired. Like you said, there's no retirement in the scripture in the kingdom on that part. And so, like to me, that stood out big because at times we do get tired, and at times well we feel like we're tired, but we really can push more than what our body really can do. It's about what we putting into it mentally, physically, and everything into our body. And it just made me think about the Bible verse when it says about the sloth. It talks in Proverbs. It talks about the sloth and stuff. Says that the lazy person. It says that the lazy person says there's a lion in the street. And it took me years, you know what I'm saying, as I got older to understand that part that it's just about making an excuse for him to go out there and do. See, back in them days, it couldn't be no retirement because if you didn't work, you didn't eat. You lived off your land. So you couldn't take a day off from work. You know what I mean? You didn't have PTO. You didn't have, you know what I'm saying, fraternity leave and none of that stuff. You could have did it. You don't go out there and get in that garden, that farm, then your whole family and generation could die. You know what I mean? Like, so it wasn't about that. So today, I do feel like with technology, I feel like with certain programs, like certain government systems, it has been designed to kind of make us lazy as a person and more dependent on a system instead of being able to depend on the entrepreneurship of ourselves. So to me, it really hit me on that part of that disc because let me know that I gotta tighten up even more. It doesn't matter how tired that because you won't hit that snooze button. You gotta discipline yourself. If you say you get up at 5 o'clock, get up at 5 o'clock. If you say you're gonna be here on this part, then go and be at that part. Do that, do what you gotta do. You don't take no days off for being great on that part because it ain't no retirement in the kingdom. So we gotta work in heaven. We got work to do in heaven. So you know what I mean? So it ain't no retirement. You know what I'm saying?
Right? Come on through now. That's what I'm saying. So that's really good. That's a great point. As entrepreneurs, if you're looking at us for the first time, we're talking about whether you are a brand new business owner, you're just starting out, if you've been in business for a couple of years or a long time, it's still going to take discipline in order for you to be able to do what it is that God has called you to do. You cannot walk around and think that you're just going to be a entrepreneur and you're not going to have to do any work. This is not about you being served. This is about you providing a service and making sure that you please the Lord. Okay? Provide the service and please the Lord. That's all you got to focus on. If you can do those two things, it will take you far. So thank you, Coach Yoshi, for going first and for definitely kicking it off with the right mindset of being disciplined as a business owner in business, doing your thing. That's what I'm talking about. We got to stay focused. Even if we think we tired, like you say, we got that second wind that we can have that will kick in after we decide that we're going to keep on going. All right, come on, let's do this. All right, up next, we're gonna have Dr. Mary. Can we have Dr. Mary share what it is that she took away from tonight's class in behind the scenes?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Pay attention to detail. Be intentional about doing the things you do because again, if you can be intentional about the first business and make sure you got it down pat, then you can duplicate and then you can multiply. But you can't multiply until you learn how to add. And
Oh,
once you do that, then now you have it all down packed. And one of the things, the discipline, I think the discipline, because a lot of times, when stuff is hard, it builds character. And sometimes the funny thing is, if God give us what we want, when we want it, when you have not done anything for it, then you tend to squander that thing. But when you put your hand to the plow and allow KBBU, allow what you need, not just any old body, because I can tell you from just letting anybody who sound like, and in theory, but nothing in application, you tend to just keep going around the mulberry bush. You keep going, you keep spending money. Why? Because you don't have anyone that's really vested in you that will not only show you, but demonstrate and take you to the next level and require that you do the work.
Woo.
We are so used to people doing stuff for us. But if we just take time and be disciplined and say, okay, you know what? I'm tired. Well, take a break. Go do something else and come back to it. Because if you are disciplined enough to make sure everything is in place, now you can add. And once you add, then you can multiply. We want so much, but we're not willing to do the work to get what God said we can have. And God is not coming down and do what he give you the ability and the power to do.
Hello.
Do the work. Okay, y'all see that number on that screen? Y'all better come on. I'm just saying.
All right now, Dr. Coach Mary, let's go. I'm feeling that. That is it. Get into the details. Figure out why it is that you are moving in slow motion. Figure out why it is that you're dragging your feet and just change that whole mindset altogether. I love it. I like it. That is really a mindset that we have to have as entrepreneurs. You said you got to add before you can multiply. That's what I'm talking about. That is something that is significant. And those multiplication tables, that's a whole different arena than them addition tables. And if you don't have the capacity, like we talked about in class, to receive a lot of funding, to receive that 50,000, that 100,000, that $500,000 for your business, if you've never had that kind of money in your hands, how will you mismanage that based on what you already done mismanaged up to this point in your life? Okay, we can't just decide that we always want to have a handout. We always want to have, so put this in my hand. Okay, I'm gonna use other people's money. You can use other people's money, but you got to pay that other people's money back. So we can't just have the mindset that we're going to receive. We got to have the mindset that we're also going to give. But not only are we giving, we are establishing the fact that we are learning new ways in which we can accrue wealth and not just have it temporarily, but have it long term. That's what I'm talking about. Okay, we about to do a whole nother class. It sounds like y'all got me stirred up tonight. Let's go. Let's go. All right. Thirdly, we're going to bring in Dr. Coach Tina. Let's go. Let me get some feedback from you.
All right. As business owners, in case you're just hopping on, I see some people coming in on social media. Just in case you're hopping on for the first time, this is, you know what time it is, behind the scenes. And if you guys want to know about what we're talking about, we're really talking about the main thing that most business owners want. They want credit, they want funding, and they also want to have more money in their business. Or in the business world, having the right terminology is key, which is capital, right? And so one thing, gonna pivot back to where Yoshi started about mindset. All right. So with that mindset, Michelle brought out in class how we have to learn to be grateful for what we have. And also, like Mary said, in order for us to add, we have to in order for us to be able to occur this wealth, it start with adding. If we want to multiply it, we have to have discipline. Now, I'm going to take you to what's going on to the next level. You cannot just be so hyper focused on getting other people's money that you're not managing what you already have, because one of the oldest currencies, in my opinion, that's on the face of the planet that most people look over is the currency of people, building relationships. Okay, you need to build solid relationships. I cannot tell you how many times I have been in business and it was not that one client that came through or that certain service or product I had that was for a limited time that got me out the hole or got me to what I needed in order to expand my business. It was the relationships that I built, that I was able to go back to the vendors because I had a good relationship with them. And I knew I can go get this product. I knew I can go get this equipment. I can get this money temporarily. But it was also the relationships that I built with clients and sponsors and prior customers and having good customer service that when I needed something, it was like, just come back and say, what donation you need? Okay, I have this service now. Don't you need this? Or I have this equipment. Don't you need this? Can we give this as a donation? Can we become a sponsor of your network in exchange for this because you need this and I need your service? So concentrate on not just cash money, but the currency of people and building solid relationships that will carry you farther than any one-time payment.
Ooh.
People, it's people. Who are we right now? We are a community of people. I know Yoshi and he does electrician. I know that Dr. Mary does grants. I know that Coach Cornell, he has clothing and also he's going to be doing some other stuff in the future. And when he's ready to release it, he'll release it to you at the right time. Then I know Doris, she helped people with businesses. And I know if I ever need to get within the United States, go somewhere within the United States or outside the country internationally, I know that I can call Preston because he does travel. That is the power of building relationships. It connects you together and builds your economy where you can help each other and they can help you. So go out there and build some relationships and build it on being authentic. Don't go out here being fake. Be authentic with the relationship because people can see when you just want them for something a mile away. Build solid, authentic relationships, and that will carry you through the test of time. So that's my little tidbit, what I got from tonight. It was a whole lot more, but I'm not going to tell you guys all that. You have to sign up. And I wasn't going to touch it because I was going to go a little too deep. So that's why I stayed right here in the generalized area.
Well, thank you so much, Dr. Coach Tina. Appreciate that. I like what you said about relationships, and I'm going to take that even a little step further. Not only do you need relationships for collaboration, but you need relationships as mentorship. Who is over you? Do you have somebody that's smarter than you? Are you thinking about the fact that if you're the smartest person in the room, then you are not your best self? Because it has to be somebody that can look at you and find the flaws and find the weak spots and find the things that you are not so good at in order for you to be able to flourish and have wealth. Do I have mentors? Absolutely, yes. I got about 5 of them, about 5 good ones, okay? And I ain't talking about just no okie dokie people. I'm talking about some real mentorship, okay? They ain't impressed by nothing that I'm doing. And I say nothing, zero, zilch, nada. They ain't impressed, okay? That's the kind of mentorship that you need. And that's what we offer here at KBBU. We talking about mentorship consistently around the clock. When you need something, when you are dealing with something, when you got a question about something, who are you turning to? If you don't have anybody, then that can be the very well reason why your business is not flourishing and growing. And when you cut off that supply, you unplug and you lose power. You lose the ability for you to be able to continually grow when you disconnect from mentorship, when you disconnect from your coaches, when you disconnect from the people that are pouring and feeding your life. So always understand that as a business owner, you are not in this by yourself. Not only are you not in this by yourself going up, but also going down. You cannot be a solopreneur. You're only going to cap out at a certain level. You're not going to be able to grow to the 7 and the 8 and the 9-figure incomes. If you're already at 5, then how are you going to get to 6 without anybody else? It's really great. And I know a lot of people are talking about, having systems in place and whatnot, but systems can only get you so far. When it comes to you receiving so many people in your organization as clientele, then what are the systems going to be able to do without you and somebody else that's operating them? So if it's just you and you sick and you down and out, or you have some kind of situation where you got to be out of town and you can't take calls and you can't run the systems, then what? Then your business fails or it's stagnated. It's kind of like paralyzed because it cannot grow. It needs air just like we need air. So we got to understand that, just like Dr. Tina was saying, we all need people. We need people above us and we need people below us. Oh, we killing it tonight. Let's go. Come on through. Yes, I'm feeling this. I'm feeling this. All right. Can we have Coach Cornell? Can you come on through in the room and share with us what it is that you learned from tonight's class?
Well, I'm going to say what everybody else said. Mindset. I have two examples. I had a friend, and I said had, that's another subject. But he had a friend that seemed like he was doing real well. And, that he had a nice house, 3 kids, wife, 2 cars. And I'm like, wow. I said, this guy must make a lot of money. So I seen him one day. I said, dude, how do you do it, man? He said, man, I make $14 an hour. $14 an hour? How do you have all that stuff? He's like, man, I manage my money. He said, I look at what I have. If we need anything, he said, I ensure that we get it. I make sure my payments are right. If I can pay a little extra on my bills, then I will, to try to get rid of them. And it's all about managing. You got to manage your money. And that's how you got to do with your business. Now, at one time on my building, I have something called SMBDOIY, saving money by doing it yourself. Now, sometimes you ain't going to have the money that you want, but you got to work with what you got. So you got to do it yourself sometimes, and that's okay. I mean, sometimes there's a lot of times that I worked on this building and I didn't know what I was doing. I had to do some research on it, and I found out what I need to do, and I did it myself. And it took up a lot of my time, but I tell you, when I was done with it, I could step back and like, wow, I really did this. And that makes you feel good about what you do. You don't wait around on anything. You just go ahead and try to handle it right then. And those 2 examples I have, I love those examples because it shows that you can be military jargon. Okay, sometimes you got to be proactive.
All right.
You just can't wait around on that money to come. You got to work with what you got. That's all.
Work with what you got. That's what I'm talking about, Coach Cornell. Thank you so much. I love that mindset of just understanding that what's in your hands, Moses. That's what the word said. What's in your hands? You got to work with what's in your hands right now. You can't just be walking around here deciding that, okay, well, I'm gonna wait until they fund me fully and then I'm gonna take action. No, you got to work with what you already got, like Cornell is saying, like Coach Cornell is saying. He's saying, put whatever you already have into action. He's saying, if you have to be the painter, go ahead and be the painter. If you got to be the builder, go ahead and be the builder. If you got to do that temporarily until you can build up your business to a degree in which you can then transfer and have some people coming in your organization, then do what you got to do. And I love that point, Coach Cornell, where you said that the guy showed you that with a little bit of money, it's really not about you having those extra zeros. It's more about how you manage what you already have. Like, that is so significant, man. I love that analogy. And that guy, for him to have that kind of an image that you thought that he was like some big mega dollar man. And then you found out that he was making $14 an hour, but he still lived like he was a millionaire. Now, you can't tell me money management don't work. I know somebody that worked at McDonald's that is a millionaire now, today. So I'm just saying, it's not about the zeros so much as it is about you changing your mindset. Do you have a scarcity mindset? Do you have any consciousness about where your money is going? Do you know how much money you need in order to live the lifestyle that you are trying to live? That's what we're saying here. Learn how to manage your funds so that you can position yourself for the goals, the dreams, and the lifestyle of abundance that God has called you into as a business owner and even in your personal life. Things ain't working not because it's somebody else's fault. It's mama and them fault. It's the sister fault. It's the cousin fault. It's the significant other fault. No, it is your fault that things ain't working the way that they need to work. It's your fault. We need to pay attention to what we are doing. Why do we believe the way that we believe? Why are we waiting for somebody else to do it for us? Go ahead and do it yourself. It's in your hands. What are you going to do with it? I know sometimes we have problems that are created from other people. I'm not saying that that doesn't exist, but you are only responsible for what you can do. And if you are serious about your business, then you need to take action on what you can do today. Thank you, Coach Cornell, for going in there. Let's go ahead around the room now. Preston, I'm going to let you go last. Ladies first, I'm sorry. All right, so Coach Doris, can you come in with the additional feedback on what you got from tonight's undergraduate class?
Well, Preston, I'm going to say that basically they just want us to say grace and good night.
No. Say what it is that you feel. Say what it is that you feel.
But yeah, you guys literally hit it all, said it all. Honestly, for me, what I got from the class, everybody, and I say a little bit of piece of, what I got, but I would say personally, it would be just like you said, Michelle, basically learning to appreciate and manage what you have. I think it took me a long time. It took me a long time to really understand this. And I won't say sadly because, I'm still learning. There's a whole lot of stuff to learn and grow. And the biggest thing is about discover and recover. You cannot recover if you have not discovered, right?
Ooh, all right.
Yeah. So for me, it would be yes, and patience. Being patient in the process. We have to. There's so many distractions. I honestly this weekend. I was house sighting and I was tempted actually to like going in the house, just seeing beautiful new builds and everything. I'm like thinking about all these things going through my head, like investment and all that. And my mind, the first thing that came to my mind was, like you have to check the motive behind what you're doing in life, because if you are not clear on how to do things or why you even want to do what you want to do, then more than likely you're making the wrong decision.
Ooh, I like that. I like that, Doris.
Yeah, you are making the wrong decision. So, but I wouldn't know that or be aware of that if I was not in this environment, in this group, right? And you have to be patient and you have to be willing to learn, because you won't, what you don't know will actually hurt you. Might even kill you, so
Ooh.
knowledge is powerful, and applied knowledge is great. It's greater than anything you could ever think about, because when you know something and you apply it, it brings success. It makes your life a whole lot better. And getting around people who will elevate you, who will help you move you to the next level, that should be everybody goal in life. So yeah.
Awesome. Thank you, Doris. That is so good. I love that discovery. Let's go. I love the fact that you're saying that who's around you, who are your 5 closest friends. You can best believe that however they are in their personality and their character, what they do every day, what they talk about, guess what? That's going to be you too. So what she's saying is be more discovering, go out there and discover some new things. Hang around some people that you never hung around before, because your environment is everything for the ability of your success to go forward. For you to go far, for you to accrue wealth, for you to be that person that you always wanted to be, listen, you got to put the right people around you. That's what she's saying. Come on, Coach Doris. Come on now. That's what's up. You got to have the ability to be like a child again. You got to be like, okay, well, you don't know nothing and you just want to learn. You want to take it in, and then you don't just want to learn it. Let me just say, in the VIP Masters class, hello, what's the word, y'all? Execute. Okay, you got to execute what it is that you are doing. You cannot just decide that you're going to have a certain environment and you're going to just continue to learn and learn and learn, but you also have to execute. Thank you for watching, Miss Sandy, Dr. LaShonda. Thank you for watching, and the hearts and everything for everybody that has been liking and hearting. I see y'all out there. We appreciate y'all joining us tonight. So again, we are talking about business, money, credit, and funding. And Doris just hit off a light bulb in me in saying that we need to be discovering all the time. We need to check our environment. We need to say that, hey, we have the right people that we are surrounded by. And sometimes we are in difficult situations where we cannot get outside of the people that may be in our households, right? And if that's the case, then we have to change the actual atmosphere of wherever we are. We have to change that environment. We can shift from a negative thought or a sad thought or something that is bothering us, a toxic relationship. We can change and shift that into a positive, a loving and kind environment. But it's our choice. And many of the times, because we have been so accustomed to being in the relationships and we are taking on, bouncing back, it's like a boomerang effect. Okay, you're negative. Okay, I'm going to be negative. I'm going to match your energy. That's what we be saying all the time, but I ain't trying to match nobody's energy. I'm trying to match the Lord's energy. I'm trying to go into it where, I'm being positive. And even though, like the other day, my husband came to me and he had some issues with some stuff because, we lost our son. Our oldest son, we lost him, and yesterday was his birthday. And there were some negative things that were occurring in our household. And I was just like, okay, at first I felt like I was going to go ahead and go into that negative zone and start being depressed and down and out and woe is me. And oh my God, they ain't here. He ain't here no more. And then I also started thinking about my cousin that was shot and killed on his parents' doorstep. And, I used to help take care of him and things like that. And I started just, going into that mindset. But I said, whoa, wait a minute. It ain't nothing wrong with being sad for a moment. I give myself 24 hours, but after that 24 hours, I got to go. So I changed the atmosphere. I stopped in that moment and said, wait a minute, hold up. Michelle, is this your emotion or is this the emotion that you are finna take on? Okay, so if I'm getting ready to take on somebody else's emotion, that is something I got control over. So guess what I did? I changed the atmosphere. And before you know it, I was consoling my husband. I was helping him to get his mind together. He was able to go to work. I was able to go to work. We was able to go ahead and do our thing. So y'all, we as people, we have ownership of the responsibility of creating the atmosphere. Thank you, Doris. That is some good stuff. Of being able to discover how it is that we really want to lead our lives. If we are the CEOs of our life, if we are the leaders, and actually we ain't the CEOs and we believe in the Lord because He's the CEO. We just the people that's managing our life, okay? But I just want to throw in there that if we are the ones that are we are the ones responsible for making our own choices, then we have to take charge over how we feel, because those feelings will lie to us. Like I said, it's okay for you to be sad for 24 hours, but after them 24 hours, move on. I'm not telling you that you can't mourn over somebody that has passed away, but he passed away in 2015. Our oldest son was shot and killed, murdered at a store in 2015. This is 10 years this December it will be since he was shot and killed. Okay? So it's not like it just happened, even though it may hurt. We got to learn how to manage our emotions. We can't just be lying around and feeling like, okay, well, I'm going to just let my environment be what it is, and then wondering why you can't succeed. See, an entrepreneur is, you got to have some tough skin. You can't just be out here doing any and everything. You can't be just taking on any kind of environment. You got to be able to stand up and make the change that you want to see. Okay, I'm gonna stop right there because we got one more coach. I'm sorry, Preston. I'm sorry.
I feel sorry for Preston right now. See, this is what I normally have to go through. Now you got.
I was about to say that same thing. Yo, see, this what we do to you. Oh my God, I'm about to apologize to you.
Y'all see why by the time I get to come, I start praying. My head, I'll be like this. Like, it ain't nothing left on the table, Father. I need another fish and another bread.
Y'all can't see my hands sweating right now. I tell y'all what. Oh my God,
there's nothing left, Father. Can you pull another fish, another loaf of bread? Because I don't know what to say.
All things are possible through Him who strengthens us. Okay.
Just say He wept. Short and verse. Just say He wept, and we just say we'll hum with it. You know what I mean? Just say He wept.
It feel like I'm about to jump in a double dutch. I'm rocking back and forth. I'm like, okay, here we go. No, y'all made some amazing points and analogies, but you know, I'm finna come in here swinging, right? I'm gonna go first off. Like, whoever's watching is Kingdom Builders Business University. Y'all need to sign up. Y'all playing now. I'm gonna go to say you were saying like where are you now? Before I joined KBBU, I was living in a state of confusion, right? When it come to business, I was just like, entrepreneur and hors d'oeuvre were just two French words I knew. All right, that's pretty much how that summed that up, right? And then when I went into business, I joined. I remember when we first started, Michelle. I joined the business. I see now that I was paying them to show me how to make them more money. It wasn't making me nothing. Yeah, I literally was paying them to show me how to make them more money. And I got a lot of worthless information, thousands of dollars worth of worthless information to show for it, right? Then I met Michelle, via my, used to be sponsored just on a fluke. We was on a school field trip, right? God will put you where you need to be when you need to be there, right? And from there, I was like, oh, that's what an LLC is. Oh, that's what this is. That's what that is. Remember, Michelle, it culminated to me getting a $20,000 line of credit. And I only knew half of what I need to know, right? So imagine what I know now. It's been some years. I mean, 2-3 master's classes, undergraduate classes, and I'm learning something new every day. Oh my goodness. So that's what I'm trying to tell y'all. Come in here and get this knowledge, okay? It is well worth it. And when you were talking about the credit, Dr. Tina, everybody said something, but Dr. Tina, you said something. When you go in there and you're applying for this business, Cornell, you said it too. Be nice. Be positive. Be polite. And I got examples. I went in when I was a young Thundercat. I went in and got a car loan. I got 2 car loan stories. The first one, she was just a nice lady. She said, I'm going to give you this because you're just a nice young man. She dropped my APR to the bottom, right?
Wow.
And Cornell will tell you, young souls get them old sports cars, had that old high APR, don't know how they're going to pay it. I left out that mug. I was about a foot taller. Second time that happened, when I was, call myself being a positive male role model, a good husband, my wife wanted a car. This time, it ain't what I said, it's what I didn't say. The sales, they want to talk you up, right? They want to get those key words out of you so they can formulate. I just sat there with my arms folded and kept going, okay. Everything he said, I was, okay. He came back. He had a preconceived, he already had the APR he was trying to give me like 6.9. So he had to humble him. He said, first off, nobody's loan application ever came back this fast. I raised my eyebrows, but I didn't say a word. I'm like, okay. He said, this is where we had you at. He pointed at the 5.9, which I knew he was going to do. He said, but this is actually where it came from. He dropped 4, 3. He went past 2. He went to 1. I smirked. I still didn't say nothing, right? And my wife was sitting there. She was looking at him, looking at me like a tennis match. She was looking back and forth. And she was like, you didn't say a word. I didn't have to,
Boom! Come on, drop the mic now.
I ain't have to. That was already. She said that's what she wanted. I went and I got it for her, plain and simple. That's all it was. You got to have that the attribute. Now, the last one I'll give y'all an analogy. Have y'all seen that latest Spider-Man where all three of them was in it and they jumped off the side of the Statue of Liberty together? I look at that as a leap of faith. No, I look at that as a leap of faith because you got to think about how all three of them did it. One of them went head first. He just dove into the void, right? He was confident. He knew what he was going, he knew what he was doing. Other one, he jumped, but he was kind of like prepared. He had his body upright. You know, he was ready for what was to come, but he still did that, right? The last one, he was just all out there loosey-goosey. That's business, right? That's business.
That's business.
But
that's business.
I need to let y'all know, if y'all watching this, if you come to KBBU and you take that leap of faith, you're going to look up. We all right there with you, okay? Me, I'm the one. I'm going to jump off with you. Me, yeehaw, all the way to the bottom. But you got Coach Yoshi down. You got Cornell. Somebody is down there. They're going to brace that landing for you, all right? You got Doris, Dr. Tina, Dr. Mary, Michelle. We're going to be there. That's what we're trying to get across, y'all, right? We just not out here just, talking to be talking. We providing game. We get this substance, all right? Come get some of this, okay? The next time we have this class and you ain't got that QR code, guess what? We'll still give it to you. It ain't one of those, you don't get it, you'll never get it. Stop playing around. Eventually, what I say eventually is not a day of the week, all right? Come get this, okay? That's all I got.
Thank you, Preston. I like that. So basically what you're saying is they need to stop playing because you were able to walk in that car dealership and without saying a word, you spoke so loudly that they couldn't even hear at first. That's why they was going back and forth, like you say, a tennis match, okay?
No, because like they kind of like they kind of pegged me. Like when they saw me, they kind of like, I guess they profiled me from what they saw, not what they knew, not what was coming to them, right? I mean, he came back. His voice even changed. He was talking lower. He was talking like more. He was humble. And I was just sitting there, looking at him. And I kept saying, "Okay, all right."
Yeah, and that's what I'm saying about the whole ordeal is that when it comes to us and our money and our credit especially, most of us are like dragging our feet. We are trying to we're really not really conscious that number one, credit is there just so that we can obtain money for things that we don't have yet with the intention on being positioned to pay that money back. We are not here to just get credit and allow that credit to go into late payments and charge-off write-offs and collection accounts. And if you want to get your credit fixed, by the way, we also have another business called Kingdom Builders Credit Repair. So you can follow us on YouTube. On YouTube, we have a TV channel that is powered by CTR Media Network. Back to that collaboration. Y'all better understand how to network. Okay, Dr. Tina, that's CTR Media Network right there. But what I'm saying to you is think about if he had walked into that place, Preston had walked into the car dealership and he did not have a good credit score. We walk into places all the time. We apply for credit all the time. And when we do so, we go into it with fear. We're afraid. We're like, oh my God, are they going to give me some money? And if they do, are they going to give me what I really need? Or am I going to have to settle for less? So it's like we are beggars. It's like we taking the crumbs from the table instead of walking into places with confidence that we are supposed to have, like Preston gave us the example of. He didn't have to say a word. He already knew what he had going on. As business owners, we should have good personal credit and good business credit. And if we don't know how to get that business credit, go ahead and click that barcode right now. Put it on your camera. Put it on your camera. Your camera will pick it up and take you to the place that you need to sign up today. All right? But I'm just saying, we got to stop this foolishness. We got to stop playing this game that we get money, we receive funding, and we decide to take the lump sums of money and we go blow it. We go show the world that we are fancy. We out there doing all our things. We out here showing the world that we got it going on and pretending like we really do when behind the closed doors, we can't even pay our rent or our mortgage. Not only can we not pay that, we can't even put food on the table. Let me stop that. Because everything that we do is going in our mouth. Okay, that's where the majority of our money going. The whole paycheck going to eat out. Okay, go ahead on over to at KingdomBuildersCreditRepair.com right now. Go ahead to www.KingdomBuildersCreditRepair.com or go to the YouTube channel and watch the video that we just talked about last week about personal credit. But if you're interested in getting business credit, we are the place for you at KBBU. See, you got to be confident in everything that you do, especially if you are somebody who believes in the Lord. Okay, you believe in God, then you should not be walking around intimidated about anything, because the word clearly says that we do not have a spirit of fear. But every time you walk into a facility and you got to apply for credit, what you doing? You scrunching up. Oh Lord, I don't know what's gonna happen. That is not the way that you are supposed to live as an entrepreneur. The word says, come boldly before his throne room. That means you walk with confidence. You don't just walk around and act like, okay, well, I know I got bad credit and I can't fix it and I don't know what to do. No, God has given you seeds of solutions and you need to take heed today. Go ahead to KBBU.com. Also go to KingdomBuildersCreditRepair.com and we can work on both of those at the same time for you. But no, it's not a free service, and stop trying to get free services, because what the Lord is telling you is that you need to plant a seed, because you ain't been planting no seeds. In class, we learned tonight to be givers. In class, we've been learning since this whole money, credit, and funding, we have been learning how to be a giver. It is time out for us to always be on the recipient end of deciding that we're going to receive from everybody else. But we cannot give properly when it's time for us to help ourselves. It's time out, entrepreneurs. What y'all doing in this day and time? If y'all really want to change, if you're serious about making the changes for your life, then go ahead to the website. Give us a call tomorrow. Like I said, we ain't in tonight. This is our last session, so we good. But seriously, okay. We are good tonight, but give us a call tomorrow and make sure that you are subscribed to the KB.Michelle Green YouTube channel. We are on TV. We're everywhere. KB.Michelle Green. That's what you need to do, is get into the private sessions. That's the only thing that's available right now. Undergraduate class, you can go ahead and start registration and making those payments until class starts this August. But in the meantime, we're going to be doing some private sessions with you so we can get your business together today. Well, tomorrow. Okay? All right? That's all we got for tonight. I hope that you enjoyed everything and you learned a little something. If so, put your comment below of what you took from tonight, and see us next week on Wednesdays, 9:30 until usually to 10, but we went a little past 10 tonight because we was excited. But we'll see you next time. Thank you for watching. Y'all have a blessed one. Bye-bye.